right, so if you're just joining us, I'm sorry. Login issues earlier, but we're able to fix it. I think some people mess. All right, so let's get started. First off, let's go ahead. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everyone, sort of. I only see one person in this camera, which is hopefully we'll fix that later. First off, if anyone misses a class for today, I recorded it, so but it shouldn't be too long. We're just going to be a quick lesson since it's the first day of school for class. Oh wait, more people joining. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah? Okay, that makes things easier. Thank you for nodding. So if you see my screen, we'll go over a few things. The first thing is you go to materials and then you go to course documents. There's some things up here. So this is odd class period 7. So we actually do meet on Monday as well, this upcoming Monday. I forgot the exact time, but we do meet on Monday. I'll post it up later on the updates, and if you ever need assistance, like you need to find the link. So for our Zoom meetings, just click on this one. Let's see what is our password. So our password for this class is English 11. All right, let me change that. So it's going to, if you just come here, on our meeting days, which is Fridays at 9, you'll see, you click on this link, and password should be English 11. All right, so that's gonna be a link right there. It's gonna be available as under course documents, so just make sure you click on here. Sorry about this today, if you came in late. I had some login issues. I think the LEC was getting jam-packed with people logging in real fast, so would not let me log in, but we're here now. Okay, so let's look at our syllabus for today. You'll find it under course documents and right here. All right, so this class is author's composition. It's junior English. Make sure you're in the right course. So either you are a junior or you're a senior and you need to retake it for whatever reason. But yes, this is junior English. This is our fall syllabus. So first off, let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Tom. I've been teaching for about 7 years at HP. I teach English. I'm in charge of the Spartan Shield, so that's the school newspaper. I'm the coordinator for AVID. I've been doing that for about 2 years. And I've done things like I'm the academic decathlon coach before Mr. Alamo. I help lead Key Club. So once we get back to campus and you're interested in doing community service, please talk to me. But besides that, English has been my bread and butter. I'll show you a slideshow on next week about my life, but generally that's who I am. All right, so let's go over the class guidelines and the rules, and I'll show you what like homework and lessons we need to do for this week. And once again, if you came late or not, if you came in right now, today's class is it's gonna be a quick intro. We're not gonna take up the whole time. Probably take about 40 to 50 minutes kind of going over the basics of the classroom. All right, so the syllabus found in course materials. Here's a digital copy of it. So we are entering into a journey of empathy, social justice, and excellence through the study of important issues and ideas such as identity, racism, oppression, language, and culture. We will build comprehensive reading and writing skills and strengthening our critical thinking, problem solving skills. Author's composition will focus on writing rhetoric, and we'll learn what that word means, and texts that will prepare students for college appropriate writing, as well as reading modern texts. Contemporary tends to mean literature that was published after World War II, but this class will focus on literature created in the last 25 years and selected stories from the Civil Rights era. In addition, this class will focus on issues that are relevant to today's society, as well as themes and ideas that have remained vigilant in American history and society. So all that just really means is we're gonna focus on current issues and events. There is so much to talk about this year. If you've been following what happened with like just the Black Lives Matters movement, I've been covering that for a long time. Even the plight of just the way things are working with the president and all the controversial things are happening with that. So in my lifetime, I've always liked to focus on current and issues that are relevant to you guys, and I promise you that's what we're going to talk about. Because number one, I like to do reading that is English related, books that I think are necessary for you guys to know. But the key part is to find reading that is that can relate to you guys as a whole. So a lot of our content we'll go back to that. So our core principles: we're gonna read critically. That means we're gonna look at each text, analyze it. We're gonna read it a few times. We're gonna write consciously, make sure that what we're writing it makes sense, that we're not just writing for the hell of it. Speak clearly, and we're gonna tell our truths. The questions that we're gonna focus on is: what does it mean to be American, and who is allowed to access the American dream? 2, what is necessary for society to provide an individual so that she can establish an identity that supports the fundamental life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So it's a lot of what I like to talk about is, does America actually support people? There's a lot of debate, is the American dream a real idea? And then the last one is, how did America's development into multicultural society impact American literature? We're not going to just look at readings from a bunch of dead white guys. We're going to look at people of color, people that are Native American, people that are African American, Asian American, people that are Chicano. So we're trying to look at just different types of reading in America to see how this shaped American literature. All right, for this semester, we have 3 main units. The first unit, we're looking at the power of rhetoric. We're looking at speeches like Obama and JFK and Cesar Chavez and just different people, to see what makes their language, what makes their speaking skills good, right? So the key thing of what I want you to walk away with is, why are people persuasive? How are people lying to you? And how can you tell when people are being honest? What makes a good speech good? The second thing is social injustice and defending the world. We're going to look at different texts and kind of see what's happening in the world today and why is it so unjust, right? What does it mean to be American? The last one, a dream deferred. We're going to look at the American dream. The American dream is this idea that all people, no matter how your color of your skin, no matter the content of your character, how much money you have, you're able to succeed in America with hard work. We're going to analyze that to see if that's actually true. Do some people get a leg up? Do they have an advantage in society because of just things they can't control? All right, so those are 3 units for our semester. What we're going to focus on. Some people just joined us right now. So our class meets on Fridays at 9, from 9 to 10:45. We're not going to use all the time, but sometimes we might need it. Essays are the most important thing in our course. I want you, since this is junior writing class and you guys are 2 years away from college writing, I want to make sure that you guys are prepared for that college ride. So I love to focus on essays. That's something that is necessary. When I show you the grade breakdown later, you'll see that it's important for you to complete. We have quizzes often on reading, so that's the only way I could get you to make sure you understand what's happening. However, the key thing is these quizzes are obviously online and you're at home. So it's gonna be open books and open notes, and you're usually gonna have about 2 times to pass the quizzes. So it's not quizzes that are supposed to trick you in any way, but it's supposed to make sure that you understand the material. And since it's open notes, definitely that's something you should keep track of. All right, so in my class before, I would always have a notebook. It's weird now because there's no way for me to collect a physical notebook from you, but I recommend that you do have a notebook to take notes, just because every week I'm going to have a new lesson regarding like a new topic, either from a text that we're reading or just concepts, and it's gonna get really complicated if you don't have a notebook to work with. So make sure you do have that. Okay, so homework and discussion questions. So I'll show you that later, but 20% of our grade is doing online homework, and a lot of what we do is going to be through discussion questions. Sorry, but that was my dog. Discussion questions and Google Drive assignments. All right, so general rules. My teaching and classroom environment seeks to provide a safe community that allows students and individuals to express their opinions and analysis, engage in thought-provoking, problem-posing dialogue. So I like to have a lot of conversations. So I know you guys might feel a little uncomfortable right now to share verbally, but in the future, what we do is going to have a lot of points attributed to the discussion. So I give you points for talking, and I used to have a lot of discussions in class. So in the future, you're going to be able to. You need to speak on the Zoom meetings. So not today, just because it's the first day. I understand it's kind of tough. All right, so policies, absences and tardiness. Since we only meet once a week, attendance in Zoom meetings are important. You will get credit for each meeting you attend. So make sure you are here. You're here on time by about 9:05. Mine's today because of issues with technology. About 9:05, I'll start the lesson. If you can't attend, please let me know in advance. I saw some people message me on Schoology. That's probably the best way to contact me. Just let me know in advance issues. I record all the class sessions, and I'll show you where I post it later. We have a YouTube page, and there's assignments are posted here. But I do want you to attend the Zoom meetings. For Zoom, you will not be forced to turn on your cameras just because I know there's comfort levels and issues. But in the future, a picture of yourself on, I'll give you extra credit for that, a picture of yourself on your Zoom. So instead of it saying, Esmeralda Munoz or Erica Chavez, just in black screen, I can see your screen, like picture of it. However, I would love for you guys to turn your camera on, but I'm not gonna force it. It's just more comfortable for me to talk. If you ever try talking to yourself, it's very awkward. So this makes me just a little more comfortable. So like some people, you have your screens on, I appreciate you. But once again, if you don't want to turn your camera on, at least maybe put a picture on there just so I have an idea how you look. Because you might go through this whole year and I see you next year and I'm like, I have no idea who you are because I've never seen your face. So I will love to get to know you guys better. So do not come late to sessions. So I have to take attendance. So it's necessary for you guys to come to the Zoom session so I can check you guys in and your attendance. I'll give you until about 9:05 before I mark you late. Keep normal etiquette as in class. So, imagine if this was a normal class. I know the situation. Not everyone has like a space where they could escape like their family. Even for myself, I have like dogs and people all around me, and it gets noisy. So I understand the situation for you guys, and I get it. In the past, I wouldn't like to eat in my class, but you guys are at home, so I have no problem if you're eating if it's not a distraction. I wouldn't get like a big bowl of noodles and then eat in front of you, but even if you want to snack and whatever, I mean, it's up to you guys. Late submissions. Late work will be accepted, but harsh penalties will be enforced. So let's say I have an assignment due next week for you guys, and you don't turn it in. For every week that is missing, it's 10%. The bad thing about that is say you miss it by a day or 2 days, they still lose that 10%. So I want to encourage you guys. I give you guys a week. So like, for example, today I'm going to give you some assignments for next week when we meet. You have a whole week to get that done. It's not that hard, at least in the beginning. And all assignments, the lowest you grade you can get is 50%. If you turn it in, so that means up to 5 weeks late. But if you want to pass the class, I wouldn't make that a regular habit. Bathroom and leaving, obviously that's up to you guys. Go just turn off your cameras and go to the restroom and do what you need to do. Since this is a writing class, cheating and copying, it will receive zeros. It's much easier online for me to know if you're cheating, because we're all going to submit it through an online platform, and I know if you're taking your responses from someone else. If you need help, I'm always here. Message me. If class ends early, then just spend that time asking questions. All right, so bullying, use of oppressive language. So I don't imagine it happens too often online, but in a normal classroom, students will receive a stern reminder, tolerance, and empathy reflection assignment, and then a call home if things progress. We're trying to build a safe environment, so any use of homophobic, sexist, racist, offensive words result in timely and effective consequences. So we're trying to keep a safe environment, so you want to avoid make anyone feel uncomfortable. This is 2020. We're not going to try to make people uncomfortable for who they are. All right. While some of my assignments work on mastery grading, as a whole, I tend to focus on regular weighted grades. That's one of the few ways I'm very old school. So let's look at this. Participation and attendance. There will be certain things that fit under this. This is 10% of your grade, so this is attending all Zoom meetings. So if you attend all Zoom meetings, that's 10% of your grade. We meet 20 times this semester. No, wait, we meet on Mondays too. We meet like 30 times this semester. All right, homework and class assignments, they are worth 25%. I'm gonna have some online projects for you. That's gonna be 15%. Quizzes, there were 15%. Essays are 25%. I told you they're the most important thing in the class. So technically, you could still get a C if you got 100% in every other category, but that's pretty difficult. Midterm and final are worth 5% each, and for a grand total of 100%. So normal grading, 89 to 100% is A, 79 to 89% is a B, 69 to 79 is a C, and we have D's and our F's. All right, before I move on, do we have any questions? Yeah, I'll give you guys a minute to think about it. If you have any questions for your mic, on your mic. Are we good? The few people that have their cameras on, give me a nod if you're good. Thumbs up. Someone, okay. All right, so if you have any questions, I'll always go back. All right, so over here, let's go to the course documents. Yeah, so a lot of what we're gonna submit, assignments on our English Google Drive. make sure you're logged into your LHD account because that's the only way to access it. If you click on it and then click on this, because if it doesn't open automatically, just click on this button and it'll lead you to our Google Drive. So in the future, you might see a folder that says English essay number 1, right? And so you're gonna make sure you insert the essay there. I'll show you in the future, but this is just the link to the drive. When I say, oh, submit it on the drive, that means you go to Schoology and you just click on Google Drive and it'll lead you to there. I have a Bitmoji classroom. This is just more silly for if you guys want to see things. I feel like I needed a physical classroom. So this is me. I have some links up here. English 11 one's not completely done yet, is it? No, it's not. But I have some links. So if you click on the Bitmoji classroom, you see I have certain things. Like you click right here, you can email me. You click right here, you can see our YouTube page. And the reason I have a YouTube page is for you guys. I record all the Zoom sessions and you're gonna be able to find them here. So let's say you see playlists, you click on English 11, click on that. This is from last year. I don't have any classes for this year, obviously. But let's say you want to go back to what he was talking about, or if I gave you guys notes and you wanted to review it real fast, you'll see it on YouTube. So that is one way to review summer classes. Or Zoom. And one thing we're going to use often is MLA formatting. You click on this, it'll take you to Purdue Owl. Purdue's a college, and I'll show you how to do MLA. So those are just some links that I think are important for us. That's me. Yeah, we'll go back to this in the future, but if you're kind of curious what the Bitmoji thing is, that's what it is. All right, let's go to what we need to do. So far, are we good so far? Does everything make sense? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, so let's go to unit 0. I call it 0 because we are meeting ahead of other ones and we're not going to enter our content yet. A lot of what we're doing right now is kind of introductory work. So right now, it's technically week 1, but I think to me, week 1 is next week because that's the first time I meet half of my other classes. So if you click on week 1 assignments, actually, let's go back. Click on this folder. You see that I have assignments inside of week 1 already, right? So it's in here. And if you click on week 1 assignments, you'll see that there are a bunch of assignments that are due by next week. So we meet next Friday. These assignments are due on Thursday at 6 p.m. And I chose that time because it gives me about 6 hours before I fall asleep. I sleep at 1 o'clock every day, 2 o'clock. It gives me about 6-7 hours to make sure I grade all your assignments. And by the time we meet on Fridays at 9, I have your assignments graded and we can talk about it. All right, you have 3 assignments to do for next week, and they're all discussion posts. If you have me for journalism, I'm not sure if anyone is taking journalism with me. This is a very similar assignment, and if you do have me for journalism, you can reuse what you type here. All right, so the first assignment that is due is a personal artifact. And I have a rubric here. I'll go over that right now. All right, so a personal artifact, it's something that is important to you, that's significant. These are objects that hold meaning for you and represent your life. This will allow us to explore meaningful moments, events, or people in our lives, as well as learn about other groups members' lives. The process of sharing personal artifacts is a respectful, specific format, also develops a safe classroom and community. So it says paragraphs. I shouldn't say paragraph. Let me update this for you. Basically, you're gonna find something in your life, like an item. It could be, let's say, the wristband to the first concert you went to, or it could be, a football that you and your dad used to throw around, or a guitar that you used to practice on, or it could be a stuffed animal that's from your first girlfriend or whatever, right, or your boyfriend, or it could be something that's important to you. Find that item, take a picture of it, and then in the comment box, you should have used this already, you're going to write 7 to 8 sentences about your item, right? So please write a paragraph, talk about the origins, where did you get that item from? Talk about why is that item important to you? So I have like a lot of things in my house that I think it has meaning that I hold on to. I used to go to a lot of concerts when I was younger. I'll tell you more about that later, but I keep a lot of trinkets from when I travel. It's like I bring them souvenirs, and that's very important to me. If we were back in our classroom, physical classroom, my desk would be full of just things I got from trips. I went to like parts of Asia and parts of Mexico and Peru and stuff like that. So those are things that are important to me. All right, you get points. Each post is worth 5 points. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, because they add up. If we do 3 posts a week, or it adds up. To get full credits, the reflection explains a student's own thinking and learning process, as well as implications of future learning. So I want to see your thinking process, you have analysis, and to get full credit, you have to comment on 2 other students' work. So after you post, you might have nothing here, but wait a few days and you might see other students post. All right, this one is due, let me fix that time, next Thursday at 6 p.m. Try to get it on time. It's because number 1, it gives me time to grade it, and number 2, it allows people time to do the collaboration part where they get the comment. So making sure it's full sentences, make sure that you don't have typos, because I am judging you on the grammar of it, because this is an English class. You have the ability to use spell check. You have the ability to use Grammarly, which I think is a great tool. All right, another week 1 assignment. This one's fairly simple. You write 2 paragraphs. So you guys are anywhere from 16 to 17. You've been through a lot of English classes and history classes in your life. I want to know what you have read in your life. What is the last book, short story, or poem that left an impact on you? Think back as far as you need to. So think back. I don't care if the last book you read was like Dr. Seuss and that was, it left, great green eggs and ham and that was important to you, or if it was last year, sophomore year, when you were with Coppersmith or Miss Enriquez or someone like that, and you guys read Persepolis, I think you guys read that, or Ryan. Whichever you read, make sure that's you're able to talk about it. So in the first paragraph, you're going to provide a summary of what you remember from the story. It could be from your freshman year. I know they read this book called Always Running. You read Romeo and Juliet, maybe with Miss Sanchez. Either way, make sure that you can tell, and you have the power of the internet, give me a summary about it. And number 2, why has that story left an impact on you? And the point of this is just, I kind of want to get to know, even if you're not a reader and you think it's boring and you prefer to watch Netflix, reading it helps you grow your brain. So I want to see what's the last thing you read that was interest to you. I want to see where your mindset is. All right, and then the last assignment. This is a quick write exercise. I want to see something, learn a little bit about you. So you're gonna read this poem. This poem is from a writing exercise where you start with the words "I remember," right? And using that word, you're going to just keep spark yourself. So you're going to read this poem, and then after you finish reading the poem, I want you to get a piece of paper out, right? You can get a piece of paper out, get a timer, time yourself 6 minutes. The rules are you're going to free write. Do not stop until the timer ends. So best keep your pencil to the paper or pen. Do not think ahead. Do not go back and edit. The point of it is to just let it freely flow from your head. It's like you are freestyling. So it's free writing. Just write whatever comes out. Even if you repeat the same words like I hate this, but try to think about the topic. I remember, and see what comes out of your brain. If you're stuck, just repeat the last sentence. For me, when I did this assignment in my creative writing classes, I talked about this moment that was stuck in my head, or I talked about this dream I had. And usually that'll lead you into like a different areas in your thinking. All right. After that, you don't need to share your quick write with me, because the way those things work, they get kind of personal. They just occur. So what you do need to share with me is your reflection. So after you do your quick write, what types of memories did you write about? What emotions did you feel? Did you find the exercise difficult or easy? Explain. To share your quick write, but you're welcome to if you want to send it to me. I mean, it's a fun exercise. Same thing as all the other ones. I'm grading you on your thinking, your analysis. So 2 things when you're in English: you provide a reflection, a summary of what happened, and you analyze what happened, right? So tell me about the experience of doing the event, and then analyze why was it difficult, why was it easy. All right, so that's all for next week. It's all due on Thursday. If you space your time out, it's very easy. Like, you do one assignment today, one assignment on Sunday, one assignment on Tuesday. It makes it easier. Obviously, you can do it all on Wednesday and Thursday. It wouldn't affect me. But if you want to get the full effect of these assignments and you want to overwhelm yourself, because you have 7 other classes, you want to do this along the way. All right, we have Cassie. Hey, Ms. Sanchez, are you part of this class?
Yes, I think I am. So that's why I got on. At first I was texting you, or I thought I had your number, but
Maybe.
I emailed. But then I saw on the schedule, and then I saw, I'm all new to this, so.
Okay. I appreciate it. I've never had a paraprofessional or TA in my class. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. So I know I spoke a lot today, and maybe I do, but sorry for that. I just wanted to make sure you understand what you needed to do. Just as a reminder, we have these 3 assignments. You're thinking, man, it's the first day, we have assignments already. Think about this. Technically, a week of school passed by already. We already lost a week of school. We already lost 4 days. So don't think of this as the first day of school. Think of it as the first week just ended. And we need to kind of get going. This is unfortunate circumstances for everyone, but our job, my job, Ms. Sanchez's job, we want to make sure that you're ready for the future, ready for college, ready for what's happening. And just because there's a pandemic, that doesn't mean we can stop or slow down. We have to keep pushing, because, this is your future.
Yes, it is.
Cassie, do you prefer Cassie or Ms. Sanchez with the students?
Ms. Sanchez.
All right, Ms. Sanchez, would you like to introduce yourself first before we end today's session?
So I'm Ms. Sanchez, and what else you want me to say? I've been at HP, I've been there like almost 23 years.
Okay. Tell us a little about you. What are you interested in? Or you have family, you have kids, grandkids?
Well, I have kids. I have 2 of my own, and I have 3 stepkids. But they're all like mine. We have 5, so but the oldest is 37 and the youngest is 20, gonna be 28. And then I have one grandson. He's in the Army. He's stationed at Fort Bliss. He's only 19. But that's where he wanted to do right after high school. So, what else? Like I said, I've been at HP for 23 years. My husband, he's been at his job for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you graduate from HP?
No, I'm not a graduate from HP though.
Where'd you come from?
I come from a private school. So in LA,
Okay.
I came from a Catholic all-girls school.
Catholic all-girls school. Okay, we're gonna ask you about that. So, Ms. Sanchez, we're gonna have you do this assignment too, which is you don't have to write anything for yourself, but if next week you could bring a personal artifact, something you'd be willing to share to the class next week. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
All right, so, all right, I've been speaking for about 40 minutes now. This week, since this is the first day, I don't have too much for you guys. Keep in mind, we have 3 assignments due by next Thursday. You could get started. You get them all done today if you want. It's not that difficult, but that will just allow us to have a conversation with each other. And then week 2 stuff, don't worry about that until the day of. Until next week when I explain it. Once again, you're not required to turn on your cameras, but it makes things easier. It's kind of awkward talking to a blank screen. If you feel like you don't want to, share your face on screen yet, please maybe go to your Zoom settings and at least put your picture on there so we have an idea how you look. So when Ms. Sanchez and I see you on campus next year, we know, like, hey, and you wave to us, we're like, I don't remember you, as you just have text and a black screen. So think about that. All right, it was amazing seeing everyone for the first time. Oh, there's a chat box. Oh, someone has a question. So is Monday an odd or even? I believe Monday is an odd day, right, Ms. Sanchez?
I believe so. I have my schedule here, Monday.
So what time would our period start on Monday?
Isn't it? You know what? I don't know. Let me check. I don't know. I don't have the bell schedule. I thought I did.
I think I have it on me. So let me just double check. I have it on Smart Show.
I know.
Let me open that.
Let me see.
All right, so Monday should be odd, and this is 7th period. We'll be meeting at 11:55 for about 45 minutes. So that on Monday, we're going to check on each other. I'm going to show you my artifacts and give you an idea what assignments you need. I'm going to check on your assignments, and then when it's already done, to give you feedback. Mondays are alternating, so this Monday is odd. So I'll see you guys then, which is cool because it gives us a 2-day break.
Okay.
With that said, thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, please stick around and feel free to ask me if you have any questions about the syllabus or assignments, what you need. But someone just left already. But if you want, you can head out. But make sure you're in need of find like a notebook or something to take notes on in the future. All right, everyone, if you want to stick around, ask questions, I'm gonna leave this chat open for the next 15 minutes. But if you want to get out, feel free. All right, Ms. Sanchez, I guess we'll leave it open if you have any questions.
Yes. Okay. So I'm sorry I came in late.
No, it's okay.